Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those who do not know me and are new here, my name is Biuba. I'm a digital content creator, YouTuber, feminist activist, LGBTQ person, identifying as a queer woman, pronouns she, her, they, them. And I'm happy to have you here for the first time. And for those who have been here before, thank you so much for coming back again. Thank you for being a subscriber. If you've not subscribed yet, please remember to subscribe down below. Remember to, if you enjoy the video, remember to like it. Remember to share it with a friend who might benefit from any of the things that we'll share here today. I have previous videos that I've shared before. Go ahead and watch them all, and whichever you like, be sure to leave a comment, say how it made you feel and everything. I made a video recently that was an update about me being back on YouTube and me being able to upload more consistently, because until a couple of weeks ago I had gone for like seven almost 8 months without uploading, and it's because a lot of things had been happening. And so now I'm back a bit more consistent, probably a video or two every week. And so I look forward to just having fun with you guys. Please remember to subscribe, because I'm trying to reach my subscriber target, which is 1,000 subscribers. So I'll be happy if you make part of those people who make me get there. Currently I think my subscriber count is 238 subscribers, if I'm not wrong. And so yeah, help me get there. I appreciate you for stopping by. Today we're gonna do a Q&A, and this Q&A is basically gonna speak about rejection. Why I choose to speak about rejection? Because we have many types of rejection. Really, we have when you have a love interest and it's not reciprocated, then that could easily become rejection. When you're in a relationship, and then the times in which maybe you end that relationship, that could also be a type of rejection. Then there's the type of rejection where it's societal, really, and communal, to say the least, where people reject you or place you in an area where you're seen as a lesser being because you don't meet or qualify into some standards that the society has always managed to put across. But today we're going to speak about being queer and facing rejection. And I know, given my channel is hugely founded on creating queer content, I know a lot of people who follow here, I know a lot of people who interact with my content are queer people. And so I want to speak about being queer and facing rejection, because first of all, that is something that I've gone through myself, and I have done a story on my coming out and how that panned out and everything. And I have two videos on that coming out story, part 1 and 2, which you can be able to listen to after you're done here, so that you can be able to understand more where I'm coming from with this. But the reason I wanted to answer the questions is because I wanted to understand, not only to be able to bounce off of the idea of how people feel about rejection, but also be able to see what are some of the things, because the fear of rejection is the reason many people don't do many things, because they're scared, if I do ABCD, I'll be rejected. And they then end up not living their truth, because then in living their truth, then who they are gets rejected. And when it gets rejected, then that we are all human beings and we are social beings, and we are created to interact and want that human connection and everything. And so not many people are always ready to face it and to deal with it. And that's why I thought it would be amazing to do this video. So as I said, I put up a post on Facebook, and I put up a story on Instagram and Facebook as well, asking people to share their ideas of what they think, well, when they hear queerness and rejection, what comes into their mind, the question they'd have, and then I'd go ahead and answer them. And those are what we're going to answer today. So the first question is, so the questions that I'm gonna answer, one of the question is, and I'll read it. It says, does it ever feel like you need to prove yourself, be something more for society to view you differently, even family? And I'll say, for me, this is a thing that was there in the past, that you have to really, hide who you are as an individual, to not fully have full closure, full, revealing of who you are as a person, and coming from a queer perspective. And I know this is relatable for a lot of queer people in Kenya, across East Africa, and across Africa in general. I wouldn't speak for experiences outside of Africa because one, I'm not an African. Two, I'm an African. Three, I can only speak about what I know about. And so, feeding off of that, for queer people, many times we feel the need to not reveal our identity, to come out, because first of all, coming out, I think it's a concept that is really short, is a very bush content. I mean, concept, because no straight person has to come out to anyone, but queer people are always forced to come out, because then it's almost, I like to look at it as a form of trap, where people would know you're queer and project that a lot. But when you come out, then you'll face a lot of rejection, a lot of homophobia, a lot of ill treatment, and things like that. And so, for me, I feel like back in the day I used to do that, and then I came to realize there's a lot of unhappiness that comes with you living that type of life, where you really should be honest with yourself, because being honest, coming out is never really for anyone. If anything, the only process of coming out that I validate and value is when you can be able to come out to yourself and tell yourself, as Mary Liz, I'm a queer woman, and I'm embodying that, and I'm appreciating that, and I'm acknowledging that. I'm going to live my life from that perspective, because it's very important that I'm able to know myself and live my life truthfully to myself. But many queer people wouldn't do that, and I feel like all of us who are queer, who have come out, have gone through a phase. Many who have also even gone through phases where they had to come out, then go back into the closet, then come out again. Then it has been a back and forth kind of process, because every time you try to come out, something happens that forces you back into a closet, because then you cannot comprehend losing the things you lose if you stay out and everything, and so you go back into the closet and everything. And so I'd say, in regard to this question, where I've been asked if there has been need for me to prove myself. Yes, many times in the past, where I've had to, you know, in the quest to want to prove yourself, really, you end up not being your true self. You end up being this other person that is not necessarily you. And it's a very unhappy journey and experience, really, because then in being that, then you're just trying to make everyone around you happy except yourself. It's how you go back into your bed at night, and when you're by yourself like that, that's when your reality checks in, and you know all these realities. But the hardest part is that you can't leave them. Whenever you wake up in the morning, you have to put up a face, you have to live a double life, you have to pretend that you're this whole new person that you're not even familiar with. And truth must be told, it's really tough to keep up with that, and it makes you really just want people. It's really just wanting acceptance. As I said earlier, human beings are kind of creatures who wanna, like, they're naturally born to be social, to be seen, to be heard, to be appreciated, to be complimented, and everything. And so when none of that is forthcoming, then you feel the need to not live your true identity so that you can be able to experience that. And so I'd say, yes, I have been able to do that with family mostly, and I feel like that has contributed to being part of my biggest pain that I've ever had to experience in life, because then we sort of live in a situation where we put all our eggs in one basket when it comes to family, where you live with the hope. Rather, it's a conditioning that we've been put through to understand that our families are everything, and you can rely on them for everything. Then as you grow up, you get to realize, oh, not really. And for people to be there through thick and thin, for people to be your everything, then they have to make that choice. And best believe, many people can make those choices, and your family might be the kind of people who don't make those choices. And in as much as it's not okay, but they're also allowed to be able to make those choices. And it might affect you negatively, you might also not agree with it, but that doesn't mean they're not entitled to make that decision. So that's how I'll answer that question. How, depending on how you view it, feel free to leave a comment down below saying how you feel about, having to the need to prove yourself to people just for being a queer person. For you feel the need to do things for acceptance by family and people around you. Another question that I was asked, and the first question came from Facebook, the second question came from Instagram, and it says, have you ever been attracted to men, Ama, you've always been queer? Yes, I have been attracted to men before. Well, I don't know if I can call it attraction. I don't know what to call it. Looking back, most of my experiences were informed by societal pressure again. Looking around, seeing your friends doing stuff and everything, and being young. Part of being young is just going with the flow, doing what the things that other friends are doing. Finding yourself in relationships because everyone is in one, and you wanna be in one and know how it feels like and everything. But those are not fulfilling to me in the sense that I've struggled with my sexuality and my identity for a while, and for the better part that I was in this relationship, there are not many. We can, well, I don't have much experience on that, but I can say for sure, being in them was more of trying to fit in, and knowing what I knew about my sexuality and my identity and how I struggled with it. It was more a plan, a grand plan to hide who I really am. And so the best way to hide that was to be in relationship, to act like I'm in relationship, to say I'm in relationship even when sometimes I wasn't really, just so we can, I can be able to fit in. It's really detrimental if you're looking at this and you're at a stage where you're struggling with the sexuality and you don't know where you stand, you've not come out to yourself. My advice would be, take your time, don't be in a hurry. Don't be in a hurry for anything, for sex, for anything that you feel you might be missing out in. You're not in a relationship. Be in a hurry. Be in that bubble to try and figure out who you are as an individual. And I promise you, when you figure that out, then you can be able to get into more wholesome relationships. You can be able to enjoy relationship from a point of accepting yourself and understanding that good things can come out of your body, as opposed to being in relationships and doing things with people just because you feel like everybody else is doing it and so you have to do it as well. um Another question that I'd answer is a question I was asked from Instagram as well, that said, how do you cope with rejection? Coping with rejection, I'm probably not the best person to ask this, because um how I cope for me is totally, I've come to learn it's totally different. I don't try to cope with it, I try to accept it. I try to understand that people have rights to choose, people have rights to stand, to pick a side, and if that side that they've picked is not you, then it's totally okay. It hurts. It really does. Rejection hurts. I however know as an individual, I'm pretty good at dealing with rejection, in the sense that I'm accepting of people opinions, I'm accepting of people having varying opinions, different opinions, not being on the same side as me. And I'm also accepting of the fact that I wouldn't want to be, say for instance, in a relationship with someone who is not on the same page with me. I wouldn't want to be in someone's life if they don't want to be in mine, or if me being in theirs makes me unhappy. If, like, I wouldn't want to do anything that would compromise myself and my happiness and how I look at life generally. And so for me, rejection comes as, I don't look at it as rejection per se. I used to, and it really hurt. And that's why I'm saying, how I look at it is totally different. I just learn that it's okay for people to pick sides, and when people pick sides and they don't choose your side or they don't choose you, it's okay. It's just a lesson you learn, that these people have not chosen you, and you also get to value yourself more and just know you deserve to be chosen. And if someone doesn't choose you, then you also have a right not to choose them, and it is what it is. And so yeah, and the pain part of it, you just gotta deal with it. In therapy, what I learned to value the most is just going through your emotions and feeling everything that you're feeling, because it's very important. One of you made sure to remind me to wash my hands, stay safe, and stay home if I can. And so I'm gonna do the same thing. As I wrap up this video, I'll do another Q&A session and answer more questions, mainly because of the length of the videos that I'm allowed to upload on YouTube. And so all I'm gonna say is stay home, stay safe. And I know things are hard for many of you. I interact with a lot of you, and the things that I get to hear really break my heart. And I'm not in a place where I can be able to help, and in situations where I'm able to help, I do my best. But stay at home, stay safe, and I'm just a text, a call away. Follow me on my social medias, Maryliz Biubwa, and everywhere, and on Twitter I am queerly so just follow me and let's interact there and let's have some fun. Have a beautiful day. Remember to be kind to each other, but also most importantly, remember to be kind to yourself. Until next time, bye.